The Americans, unfortunately, I have to tell you this, I don't like it, but that's how the facts are there, the historical evidence, you just click it if you want. After 1991, however you want to twist it and turn it, the United States of America won. Clearly, the enemy, Soviet Union, disintegrated. Disintegrated because of various reasons. The point is, it was no more over there. It had nuclear weapons, but it was controlled by the United States of America, more or less during Yeltsin times. Remember, CIA had offices in Moscow, for instance, and USA had observers in the Russian nuclear military bases. The Russians did not have that in America or United States. So that tells you who was in charge. The US Secretary of State, State Department, they and the CIA were, were supported and advising Boris Yeltsin in the second elections to win. They were in his staff, helping Yeltsin win. Foreign government, but they talk about the Russian interference in our elections. Everything almost these guys claim everybody else did or does, they did it worse. It seems like. They talk Iran should not have nuclear weapons, but these guys dropped 2 atomic bombs onto civilian citizens. Anyway, but they are the arbiter, the judge here. So that was when the United States of America won. Now, at that point, the United States of America had the chance to be the city on the hill, the town on the hill, the village on the hill, to be the philosopher king, as Plato called it. Show the world that is going to be what they claim they are, exceptional. And they are to a certain extent, but they are losing it. So they had a chance, and other forces behind the United States of America destroyed that. The United States of America dropped, as I say, from its diplomacy toolbox many tools and remained with 4 tools in its diplomacy toolbox: threats, blackmail, regime change, and straight attack. That, if you look at Yugoslavia, Iraq, Afghanistan, Libya, Syria, now they want Iran. Everywhere where they want something, they start with, I want that, you don't give it to me, I'm threatening you. I'm going to do this to you. And then you blackmail, and then you impose sanctions, and then you create a little issue over there with some rights that are not fully respected by the country or made up shit. And then you try to help those people because there are some people, some groups that are going to call for you to intervene in order to avoid the genocide. And then you intervene for humanitarian reasons. And when they strike you back, then you say, I'm going to respond. After you orchestrated all this. So that's history in the past, 32 years or so. 31, 32, 33 years, okay? They had the opportunity and they blew it. In the meantime, countries got stronger with the help of the United States of America, actually. Why? Because they allowed the capital to flow for profit, because they're in charge of the United States of America. So now it comes like a boomerang to hit them in the balls. They invested, they gave technology, and that's how you created more of a China, more of other countries, and that's it. Now they're competing with you economically. Before, I'm just kidding, they were using the to go and take care of their fields. Exaggeration. All right? Now they don't. They challenge you. I'm not saying those are baboons or anything like that. No, but you sped up the process exponentially. They caught up with you. So you're advancing, and these guys caught up with you. You help that. They should have just let them over there, and you could go and keep it or even increase it, but they didn't. Why? The greed. The greed, that's what it was. Greed of businesses and banks, obviously. So then these guys formed organizations like the Road and Belt Shanghai organization. Then they got the BRICS organizations. And all these things were like, you know what? That's the bully boy. He's busy with his idiots over there in the Middle East to take more land and figure things out. They're over there, they're owned. They're very focused on that thing. But the world is bigger around. So while those guys were busy over there and with their trans and with the pink heads and cutting their balls and the pronouns, very important things in the US society, the other ones were building their military, they were building their societies, their economy, the culture, all that. And then they got together as friends. And these guys were busy about, I identify as this, I'm going to call, all that idiotic. And those guys were working. And now these guys woke up from their little idiotic thing and look, and they see Russia, China, and these guys, India, in BRICS and so on. And look, whoa. Too late. The critical point was already gone when you could have done something. And now you're trying to again do garbage in Ukraine that shows the whole world the failure. And now they're going to they go back, they are dragged back, the Americans, to take care in the Middle East for those guys. Well, what? That's it. And the world sees that and is going to say, you know what? I'm not going to be afraid of you anymore because it seems like the other side is capable of fending itself from you. So I'm going to jump on this club instead of staying outside at the periphery of your plantation or inside of your plantation, which is NATO and European Union, the sphere of influence of the Americans Australia, New Zealand, South Korea, Japan, Palau, New Bapu, ba 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 ba. Now that's it, my friends. They had it, they blew it, too late. So now these guys have a chance either to stay in their own thing economically, because nobody will do business with the West, because the West worked, as I told you, so they're afraid. And these guys will have prosperity, or at least there will be a different club. They will be there, and they can't even attack them anymore, because the other guys will protect them. So that's it. Lost. For what? For what? Look what they did and where they went. They went to the Middle East. They were focused on the Middle East. What do we do over there and for whom? You know the answer. Starts with an I, and that's not Iraq or Iran. Thank you, or India. Thank you very much for being, or Indonesia. Thank you very much, or Italy. Stay strong, stay smart, look for the truth, and be just.